There's our buddy Kadobo. Hey, how's it shaking, Palamundu? So, Kadobo has no notable weaknesses or vulnerabilities or anything. It's neutral to elements. It has that Devil's Bell attack, which is just instant petrify, which can be pretty nasty, which is no surprise given what this guy is known for doing throughout the series. It's vulnerable to pretty much every status. It's vulnerable to every status you can actually use as the player, I should say. It has no weaknesses elemental wise, and it just kind of does stuff. We fought this guy. I didn't even mention. We fought this guy in the Trino weapon house way back when, and in that environment, it can be a little scary because obviously if you walk into it without petrify immunity, you can just lose instantly from Devil's Bell. It uses Thundara, which we didn't get to see, and it has a physical attack, which I'm also not sure if we've even seen. You'll notice it's not doing one thing. There's the heave. Because, so the one interesting thing about this guy is that he has a counter system set up where basically whenever you attack him, he can react in, well, technically he can react in one way, but he reacts in one way that then changes depending on how many times he's reacted. So we smack him with Garnet here. He gives a roar, a nice meaty roar. And then he uses Earthquake. And whether he Earthquakes right away or not is slightly random, right? It's the same thing that many monsters in this game use. It's a random number is generated at the start of the fight, and if that number is, low enough, then he'll counter with Earthquake. But otherwise, he'll just lower his little number down. So if we attack him with Garnet again, I think he'll always roar and then use Earthquake if he can. Okay, so that's how it goes. So yeah, once he uses Earthquake, actually, let me double check this, just to quickly triple check, in fact. Right. So I guess I'll smack him a couple more times, just to double check this. Yeah. So that's how that goes. So he always groans, and then his next attack is going to be Earthquake. I believe that's how that works? Or maybe it's that groaning just signifies that he's even reacting? I don't know. Let me triple check this once again. Because it's his counter, right? Yeah. So if I smack him again, he won't. Oh, because like I said, right? It'll once the number gets low enough, I think it basically resets it back to another number. And yeah, if you get 2 attacks in a row like that, he can sometimes double roar. But while I'm here, let me throw an elixir on so he doesn't die from us cherry tapping him a bunch. I'll slap him with Vivi again. Huh. There's the Earthquake. It's a little weird because I think what it is he can also actually, let me really make sure, because I might come across as an idiot here if I'm wrong here, but I think what it is set selected attack equals Earthquake, set Earthquake counter. Okay. So the Earthquake counter gets set at the start of the fight, but after that it actually gets set as part of his regular ATB script. So if he try like he won't counter with Earthquake, rather it's an attack he can use. He counters with the Groan, this little roar that he does, and that's what tells you that his Earthquake counter is going down, right? But Earthquake is just a regular attack he does. But he just, if he tries to use Earthquake, and his Earthquake counter isn't, like, you haven't hit him enough times to make him want to use Earthquake, he'll just roar again, basically. I see. In fact, I'm not even sure if he counters specifically with the roar, or if it's just a thing he does. Just in place of Earthquake. It might be one or the other, I'm not 100% sure looking at this. Anyways, there's one more thing I wanted to do, which is to use Mantra Magic on him. It might take a couple tries, but just like with the old Adamantoys we saw a while back, this guy can actually counter, or rather, if he's at 1 HP, he will actually use Limit Glove. Let's see if it's a counter right now, if I just go into the menu. Yeah, okay, so it is also a counter. Just making sure of that, but let's see if we can get him to 1 HP. How many tries is this going to take? He's kind of low level compared to us, so it shouldn't take that long. I mean, let's even check. Let's scan him up. We haven't used scanning forever because, you know, every boss is immune, basically. The only boss in this game that wouldn't be immune would be Earth Guardian, but Guardian's not in your party for that, so... Even the scan shows nothing. It's just, yeah, he's a beast. I am glad that they gave him his own design in this game. For some reason, like, after... Like, in, like... For like a couple games straight, they had a Kadobo Paw in it, and it was just a behemoth, like variant, basically. Like, even the next game, 10, has a Kadobo Paw that's just a behemoth-looking dude. And it's nice that this game, at least, he looks actually like the monster it's based on. You know, with the one eye and the horns and whatnot. There we go. Alright, someone is about to die. Oh, okay, so there's the difference between this guy and Adamantoys. When Adamantoys is at 1 HP, he will spam Limit Glove like there's no tomorrow. But I think this guy might actually specifically avoid doing that. He just can... It, like, unlocks Limit Glove as an attack for some reason. Maybe? I guess let's see here in a sec. So let's see if he uses it twice or 3 times in a row, even, huh? No, I think he just spams it. Actually, let me, okay, Quentin's about to die, so... Let me just, one last check here. No, he definitely does spam it. I think it's just because I put him to 1 HP right before he attacked, maybe? But I don't think that's how that works in this game. Like, I think the monster does their ATB script the instant their turn actually is happening, rather than just when their ATB is full. Because it works like that in previous games as well. Like, I know it works like that in 7 at least, so... But it might just been a quirk that the first time he went to low HP it worked like that, I don't know. Either way, yeah, you can see once he's at low HP he just spams Limit Glove like there's no tomorrow. So yeah, that'll be it for Kadobo Paw. Now we gotta do all the Terra dudes and whatnot, so see you in a little bit. God damn it. I literally screamed, I dropped an F-bomb like loud when I realized this, but... After all that prepping and like making sure I've done everything that's missable before going to Terra, I still missed something. The freaking Trino Night House Weapon House place has a new monster for us to fight. And I just totally forgot that it gets unlocked after the Hildegard. Because we went to Trino, I thought, oh yeah, right, we did fight this guy, right? Like, no! I forgot! Damn it, man! We'll have Zidane go fight it. Like, the fight is technically kind of spoilers, because this is actually a monster that you can fight in Terra. And the reward, I mean, the funny thing is the reward isn't even that big a deal. Like, technically speaking, the reward is permanently missable, because there's only so many of these items you can get. However, the reward is also, like, nothing that really... Like, it only matters in the sense that it's missable, right? It's that kind of shtick. Like, this thing isn't particularly tough. Like, compared to the previous ones, this thing doesn't really have anything going for it that makes it particularly tough. Like, it uses bio, can poison you. But its bio spell isn't that strong. It can actually start flying in the air, but you can see it doesn't even have that much HP. And when you kill it, you get... running shoes. That's what I was referring to, because running shoes are in limited like value, because in order to, like, first of all, you can synthesize running shoes, but in order to do so, there's like a pretty big chain of like items you have to go through. Like, first you have to make Germanus boots, then you use those Germanus boots to make feather boots, then you use those feather boots to make magician shoes, then you use those magician shoes to make battle boots, and then finally you use those battle boots to make running shoes. And frankly, that whole process is not worth it. And even if it was worth it, it's limited value, because in order to make the running shoes, you need an emerald. Which, you know, as I've said before, emeralds are limited. You can only get like 3 or 4 of them or something like that. Like, you don't get very many emeralds. And like, frankly speaking, while the running shoes are obviously limited to like get, you can only get a couple. Like, other than you get the first pair you get is from Tentarian, and then once you get the airship, right? Once you get Hildegard 3, that's when you unlock that Viviquena scene that lets you get another pair of running shoes from the clock. And then at the same time you unlock that one, you also unlock this monster to fight, which you can also fight for running shoes. And then I believe there's a 4th pair. Oh right, the 4th pair is a steal from a boss way late, like pretty late in the game. Like, we're already pretty late in the game, but the last pair is from like one of the like last bosses of the game, basically. And like, frankly speaking, the running shoes are not worth all that esteem. The first pair you get from Tentarian is the big one, basically, if you get that one, because that's what you need to get auto haste. The running shoes on their own aren't actually that great of an accessory, because like, boosting speed in this game really only matters for Zidane, because that improves, you know, Thievery's power. But for your other party members, they only really care about auto haste, and once you learn auto haste, it doesn't really matter at that point. Still annoying that I missed it, and I'm not gonna replay it. Like, it doesn't really matter, like I said. Like, oh no, I don't have every pair of running shoes. Big whoop. I'm glad I get to show it here. It's just funny that after all that prep work, I still forgot something. It's not a big deal, but very annoying regardless. Anyways, now we're actually going to Terra, so see you guys then. Hello, Ringmaster. Ringmaster is very straightforward, actually. Like, I mostly just brought it up because he does have one thing we didn't get to see, because first of all, you know, when he uses Reflect, there's kind of a reason for that, because he can actually counter magic. In fact, the easiest way to show off is just use Osmos, I guess. That's like his one signature move is to counter, except he has enough magic defense that I can't even get MP from him with counter, which is kind of funny. I guess let's drain him. I'm actually look this up quickly here. How much magic defense does he have? 21. He has lower defense at 7, but he has 21 magic defense, so Osmos doesn't quite have enough power to get past that, because I think Osmos' power is only like 15 or something. It's pretty low. Might even be only like 12 or something. But there. If you use magic on him, he has... let me check. He has a 50% chance to counter with magic. He won't counter, though, if he has no MP. If he's out of MP, then, you know, tough for him, I guess. In fact, actually, since we're here, let's hit him with some magic hammers, huh? So how much MP does he have? He has 2,000, so... Oh, and also, I didn't even notice this, but when he uses Reflect, it's not a random move he uses, it's just one of those... He'll use it at the... It's a like basically a 50% chance he'll use it at the start of the fight. And then after that, he just won't use it again, so... Between the Osmos counter and the initial Reflect, they really don't want you using magic on this guy, basically. Although, frankly, it's not that big a deal. And I imagine that if you drain all his MP, he just spams Virus combo. Because I don't know if you've noticed, but Terra really likes to inflict Virus. 2 of the 4 monsters we've seen here have Virus. Actually, 2 of the 3. Because the 4th one was Kadobopa, who, you know, is doing his own thing. Where's Magic Hammer? It's at the bottom. Do. And here comes the silence. Oh no, he's silenced. He's silenced Zidane. He's silenced Sidane? I don't even know how to make fun of that. It's weird to say Sidane. Honestly, I've always thought that there's one thing this game should have had is more enemies that specifically target like certain party members. He finally countered Magic Hammer. That's funny. Cause like he can use silence. He doesn't check for anyone to use silence, right? He'll use silence on anyone. And it's like, okay, but half my party members don't use magic, so... Like, I came here with a party of Zidane, Amaranth, Steiner, and Aiko. So 3 of those 4 party members doesn't matter if they get silenced. It is kind of funny, though, that I have Quina with enough magic defense that his Osmos doesn't do anything either. So I can just Magic Hammer him a few times and eventually he's going to run out here. I think at that point he'll just use Virus combo over and over again. Oh, he uses Virus Powder. I'm sorry. Virus combo is the one the movers use. Is he out already at this point? We've hit him for like 500 like a couple times. I'm pretty sure he's pretty much out at this point. Oh, he's still got more. I'm not even really showing anything off at this point. It's just like, this is just for funsies, basically. It's kind of funny too, because Osmos costs 2 MP, so every time he counters Quina's Magic Hammer, he's wasting a little bit more, which is kind of nice, actually. And you can still use Bio. It's hard to drain MP of certain enemies. Like, the fact that Osmos doesn't work on this guy kind of makes it hard. Now he's using blind again. I do like that, like, this guy just has, like, this basic combo of... he blinds and silences your party. It's kind of a nice touch, you know? Surely that's it? He's gonna counter again, so he's... I guess technically that means he's not out. This is what I'm talking about, by the way. Like, draining MP in this game is just not viable for, like, most things. And I've never been a fan of that. Like, I don't know, why does this guy have 2,000 MP, you know? Like, what's up with that? Why does every enemy in this game have so much MP? It just seems, like, totally unnecessary. I think he's out at this point. I guess I should mention that he is both flying and a demon. He has just under 10,000 HP, so he has quite a bit there. Elementally, he's weak to what you'd expect, so it's just he's weak to wind and then he's immune to earth. He has no other notable weaknesses. Yeah, that's all, I think. Yeah, he obviously has a pretty wacky design. I think, funny enough, it's kind of funny because like there's kind of a pun in his name. He's a ringleader, which is like, that's like the joke is that he's both the leader, but he's also like he has literal rings around him. Like he's got a ring circling around him. And I think the funny thing is I don't think that pun exists in Japan because I think his Japanese name is just like Ring Commander. I mean, maybe. I don't know if that's also a pun or not. But, regardless, yeah, so just this also serves as just a way to quickly be like, yeah, so when monsters in this game run out of MP, they will just completely skip using MP attacks, basically, rather than it being some sort of weird, like, they won't skip their turn, a lot of them. Sometimes they will, but in this case, this guy will just ignore using attacks when he's low on MP, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. In Final Fantasy VII, for example, monsters pretty much, if monsters aren't specifically told to check for their MP before using it, they'll like waste their turns trying to cast spells they don't have MP for. Whereas in this game, other than like some exceptions, they'll actually like the regular random attack command they have set up in this game automatically does that for them. So I just thought it was kind of a shame that, despite that, it's like, there's really no reason to even, like, try to take advantage of that, because, like, not only do they not skip their turns, but, like, it's so hard to drain MP from most enemies anyways, like, what's the point, you know? It's kind of a shame. I'm not even sure why I'm trying so hard to avoid getting virus. It's not like it really matters, but... it is a shame. I think pretty much, I should mention, I think pretty much every enemy in Terra is considered a demon of some kind. It's like, this is where like half the demons in the game are, in this little tiny area. Anyways, who's left? Oh, yeah. The movers are gonna be fun, that's for sure. Oh, hey, we got the movers first. I was not expecting that, because they're kind of a rare encounter, but, there's their virus combo. Okay, so let's... I guess let's have Quina attack one and see what happens. See if we get the legendary counter. Let's also try to steal from one of the side ones, because I think, yeah, so I was like trying to, like, when I was stealing from them, I was always stealing from the primary one. Movers are kind of linked together in a way. It's funky how it works, I should say, but I want to see if I can get their counter. Because movers are a very, very complex enemy. There it is. Let me double check this. Because I haven't even looked at them properly yet, so... let me see here. Like, I can barely even read this. There's so much to it, but, holy moly. Like, their counter script is massive. Because it has to check for all the different movers, all their different HP limits, all this other crap. Like, man. Yeah, perhaps I'll mention right off the bat. So perhaps the strangest thing about movers is that they specifically cannot die from white magic, items, or being mugged. If one of those would kill them, they'll just have their HP set to 1 for some reason. Even though, like, I don't know why those specifically. Anyways, yeah, they will counter certain attacks by doing that shtick. They'll go into triangle mode. And I'm curious if... Do I have to attack... Do you have to hit them multiple times to get them to do their thing? I'm kind of curious now. Or are they just going to use their thing now? No? Nice miss. Apparently seeing Delta attack is a little harder than I thought it was. You wanna Delta my butt? They're going crazy again. Maybe I have to hit them while they're doing this. There you go. Okay, that's what it is. And in this game, Delta attack is just blatantly just, oh. So, in this game, Delta attack is just instant death. It just kills you, and there's no way to be immune to instant death in this game, so usually it's just you just die. But I guess since it's just a regular instant death attack, it can just miss. Because of course. But yeah, also here, so you can steal from the primary mover, but the others just have nothing to steal from. Another interesting thing about movers is that when they, like, when they die, that's also sort of treated as a counter. And as a result, you can't actually kill movers with counters either. If you, like, hit them with a counter attack, it just... Well, it'll actually set their HP to 0, but they just won't die. So at that point, literally anything will kill them, even things that wouldn't normally be able to kill at that point. And another weird thing about movers is that if you kill 2 of them at the same time, only one of them will die. But if you kill all 3 of them at the same time, then they will all die. They are also just bluntly... movers are completely immune to all status effects. Like, literally every single status effect they're completely immune to. They're considered, actually, funny enough, they're an aerial enemy. And they're also heavy, which is why they're immune to earth attacks, and also, like, they're immune to anything that would be, like all the stuff that, you know, bosses are usually immune to. So, like, all the instant death stuff, all that jazz. Another weird little quirk of them is that they actually have slightly lower magic defense than usual. They have only 8, compared to most monsters having 10. And they're actually weak to all elemental attacks, except for Earth, which they're immune to because they're flying, quote-unquote. And as a result, I'm going to see if I can actually try to show this off. I'm going to hit them with Leviathan here. Because that's water and she has a lot of aquamarine, so hopefully this does quite a bit. Let's see what this does. I'm gonna have to encounter movers multiple times even to potentially show stuff off, but I might not even bother with that because, like, frankly, like, it's a pain in the ass to show off. This is kind of one of those things I'd say check on your own time. Whatchamacallit. They are actually vulnerable to level 4 Holy because they're level 52, so... level 4 Holy will work on them, and they are weak to Holy, so it's not a bad idea. And other than that, they'll just, you know, they'll check, they'll use Faraga, they'll use their virus combo. And I think they only ever use their virus combo when they have multiple, like once they're down to one guy, the last guy will just spam Faraga. If there's at least 2 of them, they'll use virus combo. And then obviously when they're doing their little triangle pose, they'll counter with Delta attack. They don't actually do that much, but it's just like they're like when you actually look, like it's just like look at their script on the Final Fantasy Wiki. That's all I'm saying. There's so much to them. Also, for some reason, the middle one and the left one have 7,000 HP-ish, like around that range. The fact they both have 7,352, and then the one in the right has, or on the one on the left has 7,353. But the one in the right only has 3,268 HP for some reason. He has way less than the others. I'm not even sure why. I guess a Leviathan again. Like, these guys are just a funky designed enemy. I wanted to try to see if I could kill 2 of them, but not 3 of them, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Huh. Oh, okay, I understand. So, I said that you can only kill them, but specifically it's that when there's 2 left, you cannot kill the last 2 of them. If there's 3 of them and you kill 2 of them at the same time, the 2 of them will die just fine. It's specifically when the fight ends by only killing 2 of them, because there's 2 left. You cannot end the fight by only killing 2 of them. If you end the fight, there is either one of them that you've killed, or all 3 of them are left and you kill all 3 of them at the same time. You also can't kill them with a mug. So I wonder if I can try to show that off. Huh. Okay, so the wiki is not very specific about this. I guess... Huh. Because I'm looking at this right now. That is interesting. Like, it actually does specifically check for mugging, huh? I wonder why that worked. Maybe it's just just like I said. I guess this is the opposite of how the fight ending works, where you can kill them if there's one left with a mug, but you can't make them spin around. You can't kill one of them when there's multiple of them with a mug. But if it's the last one left, then a mug can kill them. And that's the opposite of how it works for normally killing them, because this game's weird sometimes. I mean, movers in particular are just really weird, because all their death stuff is handled by counters. So, of course, it just doesn't quite work like that. Anyways, I will see you back here for the Heck Dies, because, frankly, I could show off more mover stuff, but, like, you know what, just do it on your own time. Like, movers are just weird. You can read about it on the wiki. You can go, you know, look at them up. They're like I say, they're weird, but they're the fun kind of weird, you know. Anyways, all we have left are Heck Dies, so I'll see you guys then. Finally! Christ, I swear this game knows. It's like, I just want to fight the Heck Dies. He's 50% on the screen I'm on with the staircase screen. And I kept finding ringleaders. I couldn't find any Heck Dies for the whole bloody dungeon. And there's their final attack. Jeez. They only have 3 attacks, and it's like this is the most bare bones enemy in this dungeon, basically. You can't confuse or berserk them because they don't have a physical attack. They just have they have 50% chance to absorb, a 25% chance to roulette, and a 25% chance to hypnotize, and that's it. And it's as simple as that. They are, like I said, they're undead and a demon. So they're also weak to fire, and they are weak to holy because they're an undead. And they're, take half damage from shadow, all that jazz. These are about as basic as it gets in this dungeon. Yeah, I think that's all that's really there to talk about. I mean, I guess I can show off that, what do we call it? Let's let him absorb again, maybe. Same with a life spell, just to make 100% sure. Owie, 330 damage. Wowie bazowie. And he dead. His eyes close when he dies, which is a nice touch. I mean, yeah, that's all the time spent trying to find Heck Dies, and I spent more time trying to find them than the actual part was. Anyways, actually, I guess since it's so short, I wanted to point out 2 things. So, a big complaint with the whole shrine section is that you only fight the Earth Guardian. You get to see the Wind Guardian and the Fire Guardian, but you don't even get to see the Water Guardian. And, an interesting fun fact about that is there are actually a couple unused encounter slots that are right after the Earth Guardian. There's 3, in fact. So there's a pretty heavy implication that at some point in the game, they planned on having you actually physically fight all 4 Guardians. But for whatever reason, that ended up falling to the wayside. There's a decent chance that it's just for pacing and balance reasons. Like, making you fight 4 bosses in a row with specific party comps could have been a bit tricky because, like, if you haven't been using those party members up to that point, it would be, you'd have to go out of your way to, like, get everyone set up. Plus, you can't, if you have 4 boss fights in a row, and say you saved after this, you saved after Zidane and Quenna's fight, and then you fought, I don't know, the Water Guardian with Dagger and Ico, and say Dagger and Ico are both really weak at that point, and you just cannot beat it, you could potentially get into a soft lock situation, right? If you haven't been properly, I mean, it'd be kind of silly to not be multi-saving, but I mean, that it is a reasonable concern, and that might be a reason why they didn't do it, but it could also just be a case of they just ran out of time, This game, like many games that have come out, suffered from a bit of time crunch where they just kind of ran out of time to do everything they wanted to do. It's why certain sections of this game kind of feel a little rushed, because they probably just were, That's just how game development goes, That is the rub of it all. I guess since I'm here talking, I might as well... I didn't even know there were... I forgot there even were encounters on this screen. And then now during the back half of this part, I'm just getting encounters every 2 seconds. I guess since we're here, hey, let me use a Faraga spell on this frickin' Heck Die so I can show off that he's weak to fire, I guess. The little jerk. Check out Vivi's big ol' badunka-dunk damage, right? I guess technically we've never actually seen this guy's death animation because I always just Phoenix down them. Is Dagger gonna do enough? Ah! Oh no! Well, it's unfortunate. By the way, even though he's undead, remember that roulette does not inflict death, it just sets HP to 0. So, if he roulettes himself, he still dies. He doesn't... that would actually be kind of crazy for an undead fight to have, where he can sometimes just randomly, not kill himself. You know what I mean? He'd fully heal himself. That'd be kind of funny, actually. Really, Zidane? Well, I guess there's Hypnotize. And that's what it looks like when Ugarda gets Hypnotize. Wow, you guys just can't finish this guy off. He only has... What the fuck? What? Okay, I guess Zidane has to finish it off. Christ. That's so funny. It has 9,500 HP, and Zidane and them already did like 9,000 of its HP. Surely all they had to do was just hit it, but everyone was freaking missing. I'm leaving this in the recording because I think that's funny. But I also, like, obviously I want to just make sure, you know, if you go left here, you get a slightly different cutscene. Oh, wait. Right, we're going to see this first. You know what? I will just turbo speed past this. Brand Ball, all that jazz. Oh man, Super Speed ATV. FMV. CBT. ASCII or something, I don't know. Blah, blah, blah. Zidane, we gotta find somewhere for her to go. Whoopsie, boppity boo. I forget, there was one other thing I wanted to talk about, but I kind of forgot what it was now. But yeah, it's the same cutscene, it's just on this side. I mean, you know, technically that's two different cutscenes, right? They had to make a version for each screen, obviously, but, there was one other thing I wanted to talk about, but I don't remember now. Well, you know what? If I don't remember, maybe it'll come up some other time. Anyways, that'll be it for this half part. See you guys later.